Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Biba. I'm gonna do an interactive design. So today we're gonna work on a loader and a slider. Let's just hop straight into it. So I'm gonna make an ellipse into a circle. Then I'm gonna add a color to it. And then I'm gonna pull the center and sweep it into a ratio. I think I want to make it into like, what's a good number? 75 is good. 75.18%. Now I'm sizing it into a perfect circle. You know what? I'm gonna make a 500 width with a 500 height. So now I'm gonna do an angular gradient, which is set to 0. Now what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna copy and paste it and then group it. Now select it and turn it into a frame. So since it's two circles, I'm gonna name the groups of the circle. I'm gonna name the up and down so I can know which one I'm gonna be rotating when we start to rotate it. So that's up. As you can see, there's an ellipse and a smaller ellipse. So I'm just checking here to make sure that everything is correct. So I'm gonna put the down on shot I. And make sure that the first one is on 0. So I'm gonna switch it to 0. So next, I'm gonna do the same thing. Make it 90. Make this one 180. And then the fourth frame, I'm gonna make into minus 90. So that's all the frame. Now I'm just checking to make sure that all of the, just to double check that all the bottom is eyes shut or shut eye. So now I'm gonna select all of them and create a multiple component. And then component variant. I'm just gonna separate it because they're all bunched up together. Make sure you slide it back so it doesn't get cut off in your prototype. So now we're gonna prototype. So I'm gonna set this one to after delay at 1 millisecond. Smart animate to linear at 100 millisecond. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do the same thing for each frame. Frame 2, I'm gonna set it up to 200 millisecond on the bottom. But everything else will stay the same. And the same thing for the third one and the fourth frame. Now I'm gonna take the fourth frame and take it to the first frame and make it 400 millisecond. So we're done. So yeah, it's in a local component, which is great. I'm just gonna make a frame, use an A1 presentation frame, and put the local component in the middle. And let's see the magic that we have created. A loader is pretty neat because it lets a user know whatever they request is processing. So I think it's pretty beneficial. So let's just get into the slider. So this is a slider that I already created. See how it looks? So I have a slider that I built before with an auto layout. It was unsuccessful, so I tried to build it differently. I must say the way that I'm going to teach you today will be a much better version. So let's take a look at my old design. As you can see, my slider wasn't working, and that was an auto layout. So if you want to do heart, you want to learn how to animate hearts, let me know in the comments. So I'm just going to bring this closer for reference, so I can know the length and size as I create a new design, as I create a new animation for it. Just trying to see a perfect size for it. So I'm going to bring this inside the frame just to see the length and the width. So I got to make it smaller. As you can see, it's kind of big. And put the width to 4. Now I'm going to select it and move it out the way so we can start working with what we have here. I'm going to round the corners to 50. And I'm going to copy and paste it. Slide back the first half. Change the color. And reference it to the old color. Now I'm going to try to center it to the middle. I'm going to try to make it bigger also, the one on top. That's much better. And try to put it in the middle. I'm going to try to center it and grab an ellipse. I'm going to change the height to 15, over 15, height and width. Let's try to center it more in the middle. I think that's great. Reference the color and make it the same. Now I'm going to try to group it, frame it, make it into a component. Make a copy, make a variant, and then make a copy of the variant. So I'm gonna push this all the way back, the scale, and put the circle in the front, and then push this all the way to the front until where it stops. Make sure it's centered. Prototype. Now I'm gonna take the circle, attach it to the second variant, put it on drag, smart animate, ease out, 300, to the second on drag, smart animate, ease out, 300. Let's see how it'll look. Please subscribe and press the bell for notification. And if you enjoyed this and found some value from it, please like, I dropped some resources in the description. Please check it out.